So, a couple of months ago, might have been last year, we got together and created a series that we called the Nel Sound. Basically, I get together with a couple of friends with whom I've produced music for in the past, and we talk about moments from those stories and our creation of those songs that were really outstanding. Then we reflect on the Bible. What does the Bible say about some of these things? So today, it's my honor to introduce to you the first episode of the Nel Sound. And while at it, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Come on now. What's good, people? My name is Nel. I'm a husband, a father, music producer, and a preacher. I'm always looking for epiphanies of God in everyday living, especially as I create music. I see glimpses of God's perspective in the process. This is the Nel Sound. So sometimes an artist I'm working with will have an idea for a song that they want done really quickly. When Chimera first came to me with the idea for Slow Down, he figured we could do something simple, like acoustic guitar, vocals. He also figured it could be done like in a week. Well, in the end, it took close to half a year to work on that one song. And the one instrument we didn't use was an acoustic guitar. I think my biggest contribution to that song was to help Sam slow down the process. I had to find a way to help Sam slow down so we could do something better than what he had imagined.
'Cause he'll make a way, he'll make a way, he'll make a way, yeah. He'll make a way, he'll make a way, he'll make a way, yeah.
So Nelson, whenever the first time I met Sam, I thought he looked like Mali music a bit. He has a Mali music kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So
Beard.
I want to begin with your relationship with Nel. When did you meet Nel?
I'm very sure Sam doesn't remember. Do you remember?
No. It's like way back because we were in Innocence together, and I don't remember the first time that I met Nel, but I remember we wrote a song in the vestry.
Same.
I remember I was
that's
using
the first memory.
That's the first
I have.
memory. Like
song?
we wrote a song. I don't know how we even kept it, but I was using a red pen. I don't know why I remember that. And we wrote it, and I remember it was dope.
It was a dope song, man.
Is it?
It
has
had
it ever
vibes.
It had
released
vibes.
ever?
It was dope. It was.
The only thing is, we don't remember the
We
song.
don't remember.
Are you serious? The only thing is, is killer
It was
song.
dope.
Man.
Yeah,
It's a bad song.
Yeah.
One of the songs you have that is really, really also dope, but you managed to release it. We hear
We
it.
didn't forget.
It wasn't forgotten.
It's Slow
It wasn't
Down.
left behind.
Tell us about the thought process when you were recording Slow Down, but also what happened behind the scenes at that point.
The interaction with the song from the writer's perspective, or maybe like the artist, would be, I remember writing the song, I remember taking it to Nel and having these discussions, but then there's like a whole other side of like where Nel is now getting the song and the whole process, which I feel like, there's chunks of information missing. Okay, it's also been a couple of years. So.
Yeah.
What I know is the first song I worked on for Sam. It was the season where I was like the hookup. The first song I recorded with Sam was Gwewang.
And it was for
okay.
specifically as a gift to my wife, and we're supposed to, and that's the song we danced for our first
I
dance.
got the hookup, man.
And
I
like
connect
no,
people,
let's
I
just
connect
say he
people.
was broke, so he didn't have like a contribution for the wedding. So it's like silver or gold, I do not have.
but beats.
But come by,
I know how
I'll
to
get you
make.
some
Dope.
Anyway, so Sam brings Slow Down. And Sam doesn't remember this for some reason. But he wants to record acoustic guitar and vocals like yo yo yo,
Like a
man.
basic,
some
like
basic
stripped
jazz.
down.
I have this basic song, we're going to
Yeah.
record acoustic guitar, vocal, you know, and there's probably like a timeline in there which is like
Yeah.
chop 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 chop. Then I'm like, nah, man, we can do more things here. Then we close the studio.
Yes, the next time I had this conversation with him, I was like, so man, the song, then like if you know Nel, it's this very standard Nel. We're like, yeah, so yeah, there's no more studio. We're no longer at Wanega. At the time at Wanega, so I'm like,
You're like, okay.
so there's no studio. And then it's like, yeah, we also moved into a new house, so we're no longer in their house where Sharon and I moved to. Like there's
The new house.
like so at this point it's like I don't know if we continue.
And
this
Sam is probably
conversation.
thinking, man, fast, slow down.
Yeah.
Things is-
Well done.
yeah,
Well
I'm
done,
just
see what
doing
you
it.
did.
Yeah. You know, I start playing around with some ideas.
Yeah.
Some comes to that new home. I think we had to first put Annabelle to sleep or some jazz like that.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
Annabelle was like, I will like
She was like a year.
Yeah, my
Wait,
goodness.
no, she wasn't a year yet. She was
it's a couple
She
of
was
months.
a couple of months.
Probably changing
couple of
diapers.
months. Yeah, when some diaper mixes.
Wow.
So start putting the song together. Some organs, guitar. What? Now here's the thing. I think he remembers this.
Yeah,
So
it's coming.
Sam has this part in the song which has this guitar solo. So I have like really pimped it up from acoustic guitar to like we have guitars, we have organs and sample drums.
Coming.
So Sam comes and is like, okay, everything's dope, but that guitar solo though, my aunt was grooving.
Yeah, it was
has
a
this guy-
bluesy. It was a bluesy John
Some
Mayer
nice bluesy
thing.
John Mayerish thing.
Yeah.
And Sam is like, nah man, you know that chilla fake guitar that was in Micah demo?
Yeah.
That's the one.
Bring
the
it
one.
back. Bring it back.
And so I'm thinking, man, wait, what? You want the
You want to remove the John Mayer vibe and put your vibe? What do you know? Ding 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 ding.
Anyway, but everyone remembers it. It works. People always sing that part. So I
Yeah.
guess it was Kawa.
Sam, was it when you had it after it was done? Was it everything you were like,
Yo man, that whole process. If you do music at any level, you know there's like, what was that? Draft 1,
Yeah.
final 1, final 2,
yeah?
final 27. Sometimes there can be that many where
Some
like
versions in
you
there.
listen and then you're like, okay, this is nice, but we need to change this. And
Yeah.
we thought we had finished. Then we come back. Now the way my own process is, I'm not the most musical guy in the room. That's why I keep these people around.
Right.
But like,
But he's the most opinionated.
well, let's balance that a bit. I feel like I think it's more of like I come from an emotive side, so I don't know what it is, but I kind of get a sense of how it feels and how it perhaps should feel. So in this particular case, it was just feeling like this is really nice, but I don't know that really serves. It's probably even more musical and better. But for what we're looking for, we just needed to be, and it just so happened that it was that old car thing. Of course, I didn't play. I was like, that's the idea, but now you make it magical. I'm like, so,
He really should have played it because it was like learning a song for Sunday
yeah,
service. You listen to
it was so simple. It was so simple. Nel couldn't play it. No, I kid you not. No. It was so simple. No, I promise. Like, I mean, if you know the song, it's so simple. It's like.
Nel is not a simple guy.
It's not. That's like. Thankfully, though, like to balance the scales. Okay, so I appreciate the thing I appreciate about Nel is that I think it's called it humility, where it's like, okay, so if you're clear on what you want, let me lean in and see what you're really saying.
Yeah.
And then we'll get that result. So,
Yeah.
so I'm glad.
You say this, but I hear the other. We might be reading in between lines that don't exist at all. So slow down. You're still the man who stole your heart. You're still the girl of his dreams. Slow down. You're still the man who swept you off your feet. You're still the girl who took his breath away. And that won't change.
I think like just God works with perspective, like this greater eternal perspective.
Okay.
For me, like with all the songs I produce, and every time we're able to do something like that, able to get an idea that some had looking one way, and we're able to take it to a whole new idea. And a lot of times, one of two things will happen: either he will love it or he'll hate it. But we hope for the former, that he will love it,
Yeah.
and hoping that it will be the kind of, I like this song because it's way better than what I had imagined. And I
Yeah.
think like that's the perspective God always has. Only that for him it's not a gamble,
Yeah,
or it's
yeah.
not a guessing game. For him it's certain, it's secure, in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
whatever your idea is, his idea is better.
Yeah.
And if you're able to lean into his idea, then you'll find that it's much greater than anything that you had imagined before, which is what Paul says in Ephesians 3:20. He's able to do far more
Exceeding
abundantly
abundantly.
than
Yeah.
you can ask or imagine. I think it's the message guy that as they dream of, think of,
more color, more
you know,
color.
ask
Yeah.
or imagine. So when Sam is able to bring a song, it's like, man, let's just do acoustic guitar and vocal. And I'm able to hear that, man, you know, we could add a guitar here,
Yeah.
we could do that, and then take it into a whole new color space.
Yeah.
And then that whole new color space is like, wow, you know, I didn't know this song could do that.
Now, if you scale that to what God is saying, sometimes you're like, how about it like, and sometimes like, no,
God is like,
Yeah.
maybe those are the phrases like, be still, like,
Yeah.
be
Relax.
still,
Yeah.
no, like that scripture is how it says, like, in quietness and trust shall you find your strength.
Yeah.
Translation to me sometimes is like, shut up. Like, in quietness and trust is
Yeah.
the Bible being polite, like,
Yeah.
sometimes you just gotta
Sometimes
shut
you
up.
just-
Yeah.
Like, trust me with the outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is great. You just don't realize it yet.
Yeah.
But in time, you will see
Yeah.
that this process was so much better. And then retrospect, we understand based on retrospect. We look back and we're like, oh, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
But now, imagine like if from even a relationship basis, like imagine if God really answered your prayers about that person you were praying for to get married to that back in the day. Like,
Yeah.
Let's not go there.
let's not go there. You know what I mean? It's like at the time, it's like, no, I really want this is the person for me. God, you don't
Yeah.
understand.
You don't understand.
But God is like, nah.
I have
it's like
feelings.
I alone know the plans I have for you, plans
Yeah.
to prosper you, plans to. So it requires us to trust and yield,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
let Him be God, and let
Yeah.
us be the recipients of His godness,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Shay.
God's timing often feels like a long, desperate delay. We sometimes imagine that we know what is best for us and when it's best for us, but the truth couldn't be more different. There's a lot more that exists beyond our control. I feel like God takes us through seasons where He makes us slow down, and in the process of waiting, God does something better. At a better time, we see the fruit of our patience. Hope. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him, and He will make your path straight."